Hello, this is Sara Stewart with School Age Biological Development, Level 3. So I have Henry. Henry is a 7-year-old African American male. He has an 11-year-old sister. His biological mom and dad have been divorced for 5 years. He lives with each of his parents 50-50. He's well adjusted to the schedule. At his mom's house, there's no pets. It's a 2-story large home with central air and running water. The house sits off of a major road. Mom is currently dating a man with 3 kids of his own. They've gotten together a few times, but the boyfriend is over the house frequently. Mom is a stay-at-home mom. She takes occasional jobs as a freelance photographer. At his dad's house, there's a dog. It's also a 2-story large home with central air and running water. The dad's remarried, and Henry has 3 step-siblings in addition to his biological sister. The dad's in sales, and Henry is pretty well developed educationally, and he's very outgoing. He participates in activities after school, but he's not very athletic as he gets picked on for his short stature. There's no smoking in either of the homes. Dad's an atheist and mom is a Christian, but she's not practicing. The private school is a religiously based private school. There's no dietary restrictions, and both parents tend to have a more permissive approach in their parenting style. Alright. Okay, now we'll get into the strengths and weaknesses of this family. So, strengths of family structure and function. Henry spends an equal amount of time with each parent 50-50, and Henry has both parental units in the picture. So this is important that he has both parental units in the picture because as Henry develops, he's looking at different sex roles. So this is what a female does in the home, and this is what the dad does in the home. And it's important that he spends time with each parent 50-50 to fulfill those needs of having the opposite gender, that connection, and also having his dad, the same gender, close with him as well. So it's good that he's getting both of those parental units. Weakness of family structure and functions. Parents have a permissive parenting approach. Permissive parenting approach is kind of when the child is free to do as they please. The parents aren't very authoritative, which could be a problem because school-age children at this age, they like rules, they like responsibility, they like that structure. So without this, the child may feel unloved or uncared for because this is how they see, oh, my parent cares about me. So that could be a weakness. And then the boyfriend on mom's side being over frequently. If the boyfriend were to not come over anymore, or if they were to break up or something were to happen with the boyfriend, this could cause some confusion for Henry. Just that, oh, was it my fault? Things like that. Strengths of family size and configuration. So biological siblings to relate to. Henry has an 11-year-old sister, and it's good to have somebody that's close with you that's also, she knows what's going on with the divorce. She knows how Henry may feel about the other families, and they can relate to each other and kind of cope with each other, and that's how they can talk about things and express their feelings, so that could be good. Henry's the youngest, so the older sister may guide him. Being the youngest, having an older sister, the sister has already gone through the grades that he's gone through, so she can help him do that kind of thing. However, it could become a weakness if the older sister takes over as a parental unit. That's a boundary that we don't want to cross, and we kind of want to stay clear of that. So weakness of family size and configuration could be that Henry is the youngest and he has that older sister that may cross that parental boundary. many siblings and other children on both sides of the family. So on dad's side, Henry has 3 step siblings, and then on mom's side, there's also kids over there. So the attention might be split in different ways and not a lot of attention on Henry. Henry, being the youngest, may take the blame for divorce. The divorce of his parents happened 2 years after he was born, so that could be a possible weakness. Strengths of cultural, social, and religious influences. Henry attends a private Christian school. I think this is really good because it gives Henry kind of a foundation, and it allows him to have just an outlet, because kids like to have that religious kind of spiritual thing to bounce on, and they also tend to be more disciplined and more just better kids if they have some kind of religious spiritual foundation. Henry's outgoing. This is good because right now he's developing relationships with peers, and he needs those friendships. Henry participates in after-school activities. This is also good, such as like chess club or things that are. He's not a very athletic kid, so participating in alternative activities is good for competition, discipline, because although he might not be the most athletic, he still needs some kind of activity for socialization. And neither parent smoke, which is woohoo, very good. We don't want secondhand smoking. So weakness of cultural, social, religious influences. Mother and father practice different religions. Henry gets picked on for short stature. That could be a body image kind of thing there. So what are the rules and responsibilities that Henry has? Are there expectations for Henry's older sisters to guide him? If so, what are they? What type of social activities does Henry participate in? How does Henry perform academically? And in what ways does Henry cope with peers picking on him for his short stature? That's the questions I would want to know. And if Henry were to get sick, I think the households would not be split 50-50, depending on how severe his illness is. If it was just like asthma or something and he needed an inhaler, I don't think that would be too much of a thing. But if it was something like, cerebral palsy or something like that, and he had to be bedbound, he would probably need to stay at one house more than the other, if at all. Mom's job wouldn't really be affected because she's freelance photographer, so she can pick up jobs as she pleases. Dad's may require him to stay home more, depending on how they split that up. There would be more attention on Henry and less on the other children. There would definitely be a delay in school. He could be held back, or he would need to have extra help. Family would have a decent understanding, but may need to take more control over the situation because they have that permissive kind of parenting style. Family may need counseling, home health, or financial aid. Okay. Family systems theory. So Henry's family is at stage 4 in the development stages of the family. Stage 4 is families with school children. Henry and his sister are both school age and are developing peer relations as parents adjust to their child's peer and school influences. By using Duvall's developmental stages of family, the nurse can assess how the parents are accomplishing life tasks and if intervention is needed. Okay, and then biological development. We're growing. We have about 2 inches a year, weight 2 to 3 kilograms a year. Their systems are maturing, so they have better bowel control. Their heart is smaller in relation to the body. Their immune system is growing. Their bones are stronger, so we're going to have less fractures. And physical maturity, although that is not correlated with mental. So all because you have a big child does not mean that they are mentally there yet. Then we're also going to talk about sex education, and they are prepubescence, so that's 2 years before puberty. It could start from 8 to 12-year-olds. 12 is the average puberty age in girls, and 14 is the average puberty age in boys. So they're kind of in that pre-phase. So sex education is important, and it's important for the parents or the nurse, if they have questions, to just address it as it is. Use the terms, the right terms, and don't use nicknames for the terms. Play is physical and intellectual. Team play, quiet games, and ego mastery activities are good for them. They sleep about 9.5 hours a night, but they may resist sleep. In dental, all permanent teeth appear. So still going to those dental appointments, and flossing is important. From a biological standpoint, Henry is developing well. As an RN, I would like to look at his short stature and see what the percentile for his height and weight is, just to make sure he's developing at a steady and good rate. It could depend on what his parents are like as well. He could just be small framed or petite. And then at anticipatory guidance, my nursing diagnosis would be dysfunctional parenting pattern related to permissive approach. I think this is the most important nursing diagnosis because school-age children need rules and responsibility. Although they may challenge it, this is one of the ways they feel loved and cared about. If Henry's parents continue to let Henry do as he pleases, their authority is diminished. And this could just become problematic as he goes to adolescent age and etc. So we would want to teach authoritative parenting is essential for healthy outcomes. It combines warmth and structure to foster emotional regulation, attachment, and perspective taking and problem solving skills. So authoritative parenting, warmth, empathy, and structure. So although we have structure, we also want to make sure we are taking the child's feelings into consideration. So having that home structure is really important, but also knowing that the kids have feelings. We would want to teach on that.